This is India at its most remote, home to some of the world's last uncontacted peoples. They include the Shompen, an indigenous tribe found only on the island of Great Nicobar. Little was known about their way of life, given they live deep in the rainforest, but it's thought they number in the hundreds.
They are generally understood to be people who don't want to mix too much with the outsiders. There may be certain historical reasons for it. They're not very well understood people. So that puts them in a precarious situation, I think, as far as their interaction is concerned with the outside world.
The Shompens, who inhabit the dense forested interior of the island, depend on the forest resources for their survival.
This rare footage was commissioned by the Indian government in 2018. Some Shompen have limited contact with outsiders, but most do not. Their isolation means they've developed little immunity to disease, and so their survival depends on their ecosystem staying the same, that their world is not affected by our world. That is all about to change.
By building a container port in this location, India can participate more fully in the global shipping trade.
India is planning a multi-billion-dollar transformation of Great Nicobar, turning it into a shipping and tourist destination dubbed the Hong Kong of India. For the government in Delhi, this is part of India's growing superpower status, where development and modernity are at the forefront.
India can thus truly realize its vision by 2047.
Great Nicobar is one of the largest of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are part of India. They're closer to Indonesia and Thailand than they are to the mainland, though, and that location is crucial, with Great Nicobar sitting above the Strait of Malacca, one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. And so this is about unleashing India's potential, and yet the warning is that it has the potential to destroy the Shompen.
The consequence of the development of Great Nicobar Island will lead to the inevitable destruction of these people.
Mark Levine is a historian whose work focuses on genocide. He is one of nearly 40 academics from across the world who wrote to India's president calling for the cancellation of the proposed project, which he believes could completely wipe out the Shompen.
Using a word like genocide seems very strong, but one must remember that genocide doesn't necessarily mean just the physical destruction, person by person. It can be a case of creating conditions for the breakdown by which a group's existence becomes impossible to continue.
India's president visited the islands in late February and met members of its vulnerable tribes. The government has said the project will maintain the sanctity and rich biodiversity of the place and its people, and that the development of Great Nicobar will improve people's quality of life. Yet critics believe the government is placing economic development ahead of concerns about the Shompen.
How can we stand by and let a people like this be annihilated? I think it's very important that we respect all peoples on the planet and all humanity, and particularly people like the Shompen, who are very small numerically, but have every much right to live on this planet as any one of us.
The Shompen may number just a few hundred, but their plight, as well as that of other tribes across this archipelago, poses questions about the planet's future. Whether in today's modern world there is still a place for all people, including hunter-gatherers who just want to be left alone.